John Lusk here, Lusk Archery Adventures. Series testing, successful hunting. Today I'm going to be testing a head that has actually been suggested and requested for me to test quite a bit over the years, and that is the Wasp Sharpshooter. And this is the CBW, cuts both ways. It's a new model that they have where the back edges of the main blades are sharpened. So pretty cool looking design, classic design. I don't know why I've never gotten around to test it, but I'm glad I'm going to do so now. And I'm going to be using my regiment for 2025. And for a detailed description of that, please check out the video that I posted earlier this year called 2025 Broadhead Test Process, and it'll walk you through all the testing that I do and why I do it, how I do it, and so forth. And for most of the shooting, I'm using my Elite Carbon Eon. I'm just loving that bow. And then for the flight testing, I'm using my Killer Instinct LogiX 435 crossbow. For all the shooting, I'm using Bishop Archery arrows and bolts. Let's zoom on in here, go through some of the design features and specifications, and then put this Sharpshooter CBW to the test. So here's a good look at this broadhead and just the classic design. There's quite a few broadheads that have the same basic design to it, but the Wasp Sharpshooter has been around for quite a while. This is the CBW 100 grain, which means cuts both ways. That it also has a sharpened edge on the back here. So if it's pulling out of an animal, it's cutting while it's pulling out. Makes it a little bit easier to pull out of targets as well. The bleeder is not sharpened. Okay, that just cuts one way. It's not sharpened on the back, but the main blades are. And the blades are stainless steel. The main blades are 0.040 inches thick, so nice thickness to them. And the bleeders are 0.027 inches thick. The cutting diameter of both of them is 1 inch, so 1 inch both ways. So you get like a total cut of 2 inches and a nice cut on contact tip. You'll notice if you look closely, there's a little bit of a tanto-ness going on there, okay, to provide a little bit of extra durability in that tip. All stainless steel up top, and then aluminum down below here. Now you can also use them, you can either shoot it as a 4-blade, or you can just take the bleeder out and shoot it as a 2-blade. And why would you want to do that? Well, if you have a lighter setup and you want to just go for maximum penetration, lighter setup, or a bigger animal, you just take the bleeder out and you're going to penetrate that much better. Or a little bit smaller animal, or you have a heavier setup, then you want to put that extra bleeder in there and you're going to get double the cut. So it's kind of nice that there's that modularity to it. As for resharpening, the Stay Sharp guide makes a fixed blade guide kit that would work really well with this. And the price of these is $60 for 3 of them. They come in 100 grain as this is, or also 150 grain. Really look forward to putting this to the test and seeing how it performs. The Wasp got the 9 ring. It took 151 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 10 on a 10-point scale, plus a 0.49 point bonus for being under the threshold of 200. It penetrated 8.5 inches. I know it doesn't look like that, the way the lens lines up with the depth of the broadhead, but that is the penetration, 8.5 inches. It took an additional 23 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 9.54 on a 10-point scale. Plus, it'll get an extra 2-point bonus for both the sharpness and the edge retention being under the threshold of 200. It penetrated through 61 layers, which is an 8.71 on a 10-point scale. The head is in pristine condition after the 3 shots through the MDF. The Broadhead held up really well after the 2 shots through the steel plate. There's just the slightest bit of chatter that you can see on the bleeders as well as the base of the main blades. And then you can see the cuts here. It's not so much like a square chunk as much as it is an oval with an extra X, but really decent holes nonetheless. Here it is after all the durability testing, and it did a lot better than I was expecting. Of course, it did great through the MDF. I expected that. Did better through the steel plate than I had anticipated. Just got a bit of edge chatter, but not even too much of that. And then into the center block, it just did really well, penetrated pretty deeply into it. Got a bend there, as you can see, but that's a lot less than I would have imagined, and still overall really impressive durability. So what'd you think? Hey, it performed a lot better than I was expecting. I mean, I was expecting it to do well, but it just did better than I thought it would. It was more durable than I thought it would be. And I like the versatility that you could just take out that bleeder and use it as a 2-blade or a 4-blade based on your setup, or maybe you and your wife, sharing it or something like that. Take out the bleeder for her lighter setup or a kid or something. It just adds a lot of versatility to it. So really good broadhead that's worth considering. But you check out the score sheet and see how it performed in the areas that matter to you the most, and see if this might be a good fit for you and your hunting needs. And stay tuned for the overall cumulative score, as well as the corresponding Lusk grade. And stay tuned as well for a list of all the discount codes that I can offer just to help you save some money. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you next time.